did was a little intense, so I'm coming back to make it a little lighter. I'm um I'm interested in talking to the public. Utah. I'm in Utah and I'm a black woman and I'm bored. I'm bored in Utah. So I figured I would come here online and reach out to the public. Do some, I don't know, all my games I done packed up. As you can see, it's empty. My apartment's empty. I'm not going to be here much longer. But yeah, I figure I'm gonna do some lives, and hopefully I can get some subs. Now, what I'm going through is a B2K, B2K. That's voice to skull, and I wanted to talk about what happens when you go through B2K. Not only is they are talking to you. Um, it's man-made schizophrenia, because I'm not saying that schizophrenia is not a true illness. I'm saying that somebody's out here mimicking it, and they're doing it to whoever they choose. And I'm one of the choices, unfortunately. But anybody that gotta go through this. But I had a dream, and I was dreaming that I was smoking a bone. And when I woke up, hearing this V2K, because I hear it 24 hours a day, 7 days a week in Utah. I wasn't hearing it anywhere else but Utah. So Utah has V2K. And it's just, as soon as I put the bone to my lip, and I woke up. You know how when you're about to do something, you wake up, and the thing said, "You are doing drugs." And I'm like, what the heck? Now, this is not the first time that I seen, not seen, but heard B2K. Now, I done seen the skits that they do, the street theater, the public humiliation, the mobbing. You know, everywhere you go, it'd be like only one car in the store parking lot, and as soon as you come up, then it's about 6, 7 cars pull up at the same time, and they do it every time you're out. So I experienced the mobbing, I not so much as the doxing, but they had to dox me because how do they know that I'm leaving out of the house and to pull up at the store as soon as I get in? I done experienced them trying to send honey pots, yeah, honey pots or whatnot. Somebody who's trying to, get to know you, and it's just for usury reason, the love bombing, all that other bullshit they do. But I experienced all that, and it wasn't working. So the last resort I see is V2K. And yeah, it was saying, "You're doing drugs," when I was just dreaming. And it dawned on me the other day that say someone, and then it's almost like they're trying to catch me in an intimate moment, like having, and they want to be there, because it's a brain thing. They're in your head, and they want to see what are you saying while you're having sex, or what are you, fantasies, and they could be fantasizing about Susan May down the road, or that tenderoni that ain't quite of age yet. So this is how they would blackmail you, because they get into your head. They get into your head, and yeah, that's pretty messed up. So they try to manipulate. Someone used the word manipulate. And that's exactly what they doing. They try to manipulate your thoughts, try to criminalize everything you think about, try to make you look like a pervert just because you had a fantasy, in an intimate moment. And it's sexual because it's like one time, I was, just enjoying my day and I was having my little thoughts of guys or whatever, and they wanted to join in, of my fantasy. They was talking to me while I was thinking of guys. Please hit the like and subscribe. I'm Strange Babe, and I'm talking about B2K. But they wanted to be there while I was thinking about guys, so it's a sexual element with it. And while I was thinking about guys, they were saying like, open your legs. They were saying things like, they gonna get them some too. Why is I'm fantasizing? I know this sound, I know it sounds crazy, but this is a sexual part. They are sexual deviants, and they try to get in your fantasy also. They use a loop and they get off that loop. And when you're doing activities that they find interesting and they find sexual thoughts very interesting, and they try to, when they get mad at you, they'll try to ruin your sexual fantasies by saying things that are turnoffs. They would talk about morbid things, like things that are turn you off, sick, twisted things, and you're like, you know what? I'm good. I'm not gonna even, enjoy the thought of fantasizing about anything because they will join in. When they get nasty with you, they will try to ruin your fantasies. And if they're sexual, or they would, like if you like a guy, they'll say, he don't want you, he don't like you, he got somebody, he don't want you. That's what B2K do. Everything they do is, they bring only the negative feelings, sadness, anger, and fear. That's the only thing B2K does. It's nothing good. They never laugh. They're just there to make you feel those three emotions, and disgust, you know. But I had to redo my video. I did another live, and it kind of went off track. It didn't go where I was trying to go, so I deleted it. And whoever seen it, then yeah, And, but I just wanted to warn everybody that B2K is not only accusatory as far as try to say you're a criminal or you're a bad person. It also try to ruin your fantasies, and they would try to extort you about fantasies. They would say that, you was thinking of that underage, so-and-so. While you was making out with your wife, you're a cheat. You were thinking about the woman at the store with the big boobs. While you was making out with your wife, I'ma tell her you're a cheater. That's what B2K does. It tries to distort any kind Somebody said exactly. It tries to distort your thoughts, you know. But the thing is, they don't know what goes after that thought. They just skimming the surface. You know, like you don't know what I was thinking after this thought came through. You know, they don't know the rest of it unless you continue on that thought. And they would try to pull more information out of you by accusing you of doing something, um, accuse you of doing something that they say is unbecoming, or you know, you need to be checked for, you know. And they want to add to it. They want you to finish that thought off with them. They want you to finish that thought because it could be just a thought, and thoughts come and go. And we have, you know, we got 90,000 neurons going at one time, so they can't catch all of that. So they'll try to keep you in that thought. But after, you know, you get accused for being a cheat and like to look at tenderonis, like, oh man, you know, I was just looking. Oh, you weren't looking, you want to do this to her. That's what you're doing, you want to cheat on your wife with her. You know, that's the kind of thing B2K does. And yeah, people have thoughts and they come and go. It don't mean that you gotta continue on with the thought. They just come and go. And you know, they love to use children. Um, they love to use children. And that's probably the ugliest part of it, you know, trying to distort you know, your view of kids and stuff. And they was doing that with me. They still doing it. And you know, I get upset. I'll be like, you know what? Just fuck you, fuck whatever you're talking about. I'm not going. Excuse my language, but I'm not gonna let you criminalize my every thought. You know, they like to say I'm a racist. You know, I'm no racist. I have thoughts about every race, and when I'm annoyed with them, yeah, there's no gloves off. You know, these are just thoughts, but they would like what they like to do is make those thoughts like you're that, like you had that thought, so that makes you a racist. You said that in your head that girl look good in them shorts, and she's underage. You are sex fiend, you're a pedophile. You could think about that young tenderoni. So that makes you, yeah, a pedophile. You know, you want to get with the young ones, you know. But that is what I experienced. Like, they love to tell me, get the fuck out of Utah, get the fuck out of Utah. Like they running, like they own this town, this state, you know, and they have the right to tell who can be here, you know. Now, what I hear is three different voices. Now, one person I call Saggy, I got that from Family Guy. Then there's another one I call Barry White. I got that from Barry White, but I call him Barry White, like wipe your ass. And then there's another one I call Mealworm, because he just seemed like he's just in it for whatever he can get. I used to call Barry White Dump Cake, you know, because I said he couldn't walk and they just dump him on the floor and screw him, you know. You know, because it seems like these people are somewhere in a remote location and just messing with the masses. Anybody they deem on the internet. Now they got me from the internet. That's where they came from. Anybody on the internet, they come after. They look all into your house, they try to see what you got, your financial status. And they was asking me to give them like my uh, benefits or something. I'm like, I ain't giving you shit, telling me that I could give them the PIN numbers. And like 2 times they had got my bank card. And how that happened is when I was experiencing the V2K for the first time, it made me very absent-minded, and I was losing stuff. And they was following me around because I remember hearing them saying, "Go get a wallet, go get a wallet," because I'm just like, I'm walking fast. I'm trying to get back to where I was to get my wallet, and just as sure as shit stank, it was gone. And somebody tried to use my bank card in Arkansas. So what they do, they take the numbers off the bank card and send them to another state. And so this is a national crime organization we're talking about. They don't use your card in the same place that they stole your card from, your bank card. They'll use it in another state, and they did this to me twice. The last time they got hold to my bank card, they tried to go to Target. So one time it was Walmart, the next time it was Target. And thank goodness my bank is they're up on it, and they stopped it. So they wasn't able to get nothing from me. But it had me pretty broke for about a week or two because I had to wait until my bank card came back in the mail and stuff. So it was a big inconvenience. And for the men, I'm really scared for the men because any type of fantasy you may have, when you're with your girl, when you're by yourself, these people can get hold of that fantasy and try to blackmail you with it. They dealing in blackmailing, they dealing in hyper persuasion. And when I say hyper persuasion is when they talk about something and won't stop talking about it. They'll say it 1,000 times a day, over and over again, of whatever they accuse you of, whatever they think they found in your memory bank that you're not so proud of, or maybe some kind of trials or tribulations that you had in your life, and it runs across your brain. They catch it. They catch it, and they be like, "Oh, he did this," and they'll hold on to that. They'll hold on to it, and they will try to make you feel bad about it. They try to manipulate the situation. So you'll feel like, oh my gosh, somebody out there knows this sad thing about me, this shameful thought that I have, and now they're trying to extort me. They deal in extortion. Now, the first live not the first, but maybe about the fifth live I had, somebody typed in KILL and then twisted the words, but it spelled out kill. So this is something real. I mean, what is the chances that you get on live for 4 or 5 times and then somebody spell out kill? Because they knew what I was talking about, and they knew I was going to talk about it. Now, I don't even know why they felt I wasn't going to. I think they thought they had, had me by the tits, and that I was gonna just take it, and that's what they told me. I hear this B2K, and they tell me that I should just take it, you know, and I'm not gonna do that. No, I'm not gonna do that. That's a question and answer sticker. But they just had me by the tits, and they thought I was gonna take it. I was in a state I'd never been in. I didn't have any family here, and they was gonna run their game on me. I mean, they've been running their game since I got here. They told me I had to pay them for staying in the shelter because I had to stay in the shelter for like a month because I didn't have enough money for a hotel. And it was hard. It was hard, but they told me I owed them money for staying in the shelter. They said I had to have sex with 40 men for them to leave me alone. And if you have sex with 40 men, you're going to get up with some Ajax can't get off you. So I'm like, is you crazy? And I couldn't believe I was hearing this. I'm hearing this in my ears. I'm hearing it. I put my fingers over my ears and I could still hear them. I could hear them when the traffic is roaring. I could still hear them. That's why, this electronic harassment, electronic um, technology that's going on right now is crazy. And I believe people gonna start talking about it because it's becoming more advanced. It's more advanced now, and it's terrifying to have somebody in your head, or even feeling like they're in your head. I mean, sometimes I think they don't know what I'm talking about, but sometimes they're saying what I'm thinking word for word for word. And it's terrifying that somebody got this technology and they're using it for bad. They're going past the police, they're going past the senators, they're going past the judges, they're going past the FBI. They're taking the law into their own hands and they're trying to beat the public out of money. It's a scam. It's a scam. And it comes to a point where you try not to think. I had passed by this rock. I used to sit on this rock because there's a lot of big ass boulders you can just plop down on. And the thing said, don't think. They wrote, don't think on it when I came back to that same rock the following week. So what they was doing is following me around, trying to see my habits, where I go. They follow you around for a couple of weeks and get an idea of how you move. And then they'll start putting their little signs here and there. But yeah, it said don't think. Do you know it's very hard not to think? When you're trying to keep somebody out your head and it feels like they're in your head. I think what they did is they saved a lot of data because it's been going on for a while. They saved a lot of data and they created a script to use on me. And the script goes over and over and over, and then they'll start adding to it. They'll start adding more words to the script. Now they'll tell me to get the hell out of Utah, but then in the same breath, they would tell me they're coming where I'm going, that they ain't gonna never stop. And that's why I said this is man-made schizophrenia, because what 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 mental illness talks to you like that? I mean, talking to you, word for word, saying what you're saying, word for word, but in a different voice. What type of illness that is on your every thought? You know, from what I understand, I've seen a couple of videos about schizophrenia. It doesn't work that way. They're mimicking schizophrenia, but and they're doing that so it look like you're crazy. You're crazy. That couldn't possibly be happening. And but they will talk to you, and but they only berating you. Everything you think, everything you say is a way for them to berate you. You know, and it had got to a point where I was cussing their ass out. I mean, I was going toe to toe with them every single day, and I still am. I'm still hearing these things talk to me about the same freaking thing. And then sometimes when they talk to me about the same thing, I'll just berate it and I'll tear it down. I'll just destroy it. I'm like, I don't give a blankety blank, screw that, screw you, fuck every F bomb, you know. And see, that's where they want you. They want you in an angry state all the time, which is very hard on your mental health, on your organs. You know, your heart is beating fast, your blood pressure is going up because you're arguing with this thing every day. And when you wake up, you're arguing with it. When you go to bed, you're trying to ignore it. This is a everyday thing. This is B2K I'm talking about. And this thing has told me they're gonna kill, they're gonna unalive me, they're gonna kidnap me, they're gonna unalive my kids, they're gonna yeah, pretty much that. Unalive, kidnap, unalive. And they say that they're a race, which I'm thinking they're probably not that race, but they're trying to get me to feel a certain type of hostile way about a certain race that may have nothing to do with this type of harassment. Well, that was a mouthful. Fool, I just wanted y'all to hear what I'm saying. And I'm very scared for the men. I'm very scared for the men because men have very strong fantasies, and these things can use your fantasies against you. You know, and some people like, you ain't got no business thinking like that. Well, you know what? You trying to criminalize thoughts. Everybody have some very off the wall, outlandish thoughts. But men kind of, they have fantasies, and these people will try to extort those fantasies and twist them and try to get you to believe that you're gonna act on it, that you can't be trusted about around nobody. You're just this sick puppy that needs to be harassed, stalked, and criticized 24 hours a day. 24 hours a day. Now, I don't know if the government is aware of this technology is out, but I know it's very hard to come out and say that you're hearing voices and stuff, and people that do say it, they get sent straight to the doctor. Well, guess what? Go to the doctor, have your mind checked. Have it checked just like you would your health. A lot of people just think about their health, but you know what? You gotta have your mind checked too. And then a lot of these doctors want to put you on meds, but it's gonna come to a point in time where if this B2K is on you 24/7 out, 24/7, you're gonna need some meds because it's crazy. But guess what? The meds don't work. They don't work. You're still gonna hear it because it's being done to you. It's not in your head. Somebody is actively fucking with you. Now, not in 100 years would I ever thought that I would be on YouTube live talking about people are in your head and you're hearing voices. And like I said, if the day came where all this stopped and I got on some meds, I would come on here and I'll be like, y'all, I was having a mental break. Please forgive me, but I don't think that day is gonna ever happen. I think this is real as you and me. This is bad. If the government don't know about it, golly, we're in trouble. People are in other people's heads and they're talking to them and they're trying to manipulate them and they're trying to extort them out of things, money. For them to go away, you gotta give them something. And then there's no guarantee that they'll go away. A criminal, if they could keep stealing from you, why would they stop? They're gonna keep using you as their personal piggy bank. I'm gonna need this money. I'm gonna need some money. I need $100. And then I got, like I said, three voices. One sound like a gay man. Another one sound like he's gay. But then they're using voice distortion. I don't think these are their real voices. One time I was just laying down and I heard like this thick Mexican accent, and he had this really hard, hard voice, and he just said something in Spanish. And then I heard this woman, she sounded like she was like a preacher woman, had one of those voices that, preaching, but she was like talking like some kind of witch, like accusatory, and just la 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 la, and just like that. And so I don't think they're real voices. I think they're using AI generated voices from different voices off the internet, because I heard that voice before. It sounded like a Mexican preacher woman, but she was just using her voice to harass. And so they did that maybe one time. One day I was laying in here and it was just this echoing sound and this loud flushing. It sounded like when you flushed the toilet, but it just kept going and going. And it was this man sounding like he was praying, but he was using profanity with it, just real wicked type words, just real loud and real wicked. He sounded like he was straight from hell. But he was using like a preacher voice, strong. He was saying it strongly, but with profanity. Like it was just. I just laid here and I just listened. I just listened to all this It just sounded like trash to me. Just trash. And it scare me. It shocked me. It didn't scare me. I was just like, God, this thing is absolutely out of his freaking mind. It was shocking. Absolutely shocking to think that it's people out here doing this. Now, people say it's a spiritual war going on. And one day I was praying and I was hearing them cursing while I was praying in my head. But it sounds like it's in my head, but it could have been, just in the atmosphere. I don't know how they're doing it. I can't explain it. But when I was praying, this thing was cursing as I prayed. And and at that point, I knew that I was dealing with something wicked, straight from hell. These people had no sympathy, no empathy, no shame. They was bold with it. No compassion. And it's all for that dollar bill. It's the most evilest thing I ever came across. Spiritual warfare. Now, they said a lot of things to me, and I tell them, go to the police. I'll meet you at the police department. If you really think this, let's go to the police. Let's get this hashed out. You know what they say? Kiss my ass. That's the response I get. Because they don't want a resolve. They don't want anything but what they asked me for. They told me they was gonna drive me crazy. This is bigger than MK Ultra. They said their goal was to drive me crazy. Crazy. The threats to myself, the threats to my family, I just want to have it out. You be like, let's just meet somewhere so we can get down. Let's get to the nitty gritty. They don't want to do that. They want to stay in your head, fucking with it. They would call you all kinds of names with nothing to go with it. Just some memory they done grabbed out of your head and they're trying to extort you. They don't want resolve. They don't give a damn about proof. They want what they want, and that's your money. It comes from greed. It's the ugliest type of greed. It's a death. It's a desperation. It's a stink that they come with. And I could hear him talking about, get the hell out of here. But then guess what? When I go, the fool said he coming with me. They're stupid. They're stupid. And you will hear, get the hell out of here, get out. Now, they're the criminals. They're the criminals. But they want to act like they're not. That you are. They act like they want you to confess. But when you say, let's go get this handled like it's supposed to be handled. Oh, you can go to hell, you can kiss their ass. So these people are not rational. They're mentally ill. They told me they smoke crack. And they get loud and stupid right around the middle of the month. Like in the first of the month and stuff like that, boys sound like they having a good time. Just an evil laugh, you know. Oh, we're having a ball here. We're gonna fuck with you all day here. In the middle of the month, when that money getting low, you can hear the desperation, the greed. I came on here because I had to share this information with the public. I had to tell you, if anything go down with me, this is how it started. It's a setup. They're here to set me up for failure. And if they'll do it to me, they'll do it to you, they'll do it to anybody. They don't need no stinking badges. They don't need no warrants. They don't need no fucking proof. All they do is sit around and use that little machine on you till they drive you loco. They want you to go turn yourself into something that never happened. You just go and tell your thoughts. You go tell the authorities your thoughts. Oh yeah, I thought about this. It's a big joke to them. It's a laugh. It was like, you're so stupid. You're so stupid. That would be so stupid. But they want you to do it. They want you to make a fool of yourself. There's no due process. They just want you to go and clown yourself. And then they'll repeat whatever little thought you may have that wasn't quite right. They'll keep repeating it. They'll keep repeating it so you can feel guilty. Hyper-persuasion, malicious prosecution. They say, oh, the police know about it. They know about it. Bitch, what is you telling me about it for? Thought I wasn't gonna tell nobody? We're gonna kill you. We're gonna unalive you if you tell anybody. Well, I'm telling it. You know, what you gonna do? Make it look like an accident? See, I done went crazy, done off myself. I wouldn't do none of that. Not for this. Nope. No, I won't do it. But these videos that I'm making is a plea to anybody that knows about this cyber crime that I'm enduring. I know somebody know about it, and I know they know what I'm going through. And then I keep hearing this man voice. He's the outraged Negro, I call him. Just loud and stupid with it. Don't know what he talking about, but he act like he do. Act like he own Utah, that he runs Utah. Everything he say is the gospel truth. This is a greedy pig. He's past a pig, he's a hog. This man acts like he has authority over the world, of the country, that everything he say, it just goes. I mean, I wish you could hear him. He sounds loud and ignorant. Loud and ignorant. And delusional. If he think for 1 second I'm gonna fall for the okie doke, I'm not gonna fall for it. Now, they claim they're recording everything I say. Well, I hope they're recording themselves, asking me for PUSS, the rest. I wonder if they're recording that. I wonder if they're recording trying to extort me for cash and stealing, trying to steal from me. I wonder if they're recording that. See, these are criminals. They lie and say they're police. These are criminals. That's how low these motherfuckers are. This is how bold they are, that they will pretend to be cops. Say it. They will say that they're the police. They will say it. That's how desperate they are to get what is yours. To make you believe a lie. To put fear in you, like, oh my gosh, the police is after me. Yes, they're that bold to lie about being the police. That's why they need to be stopped. I want to call it electronic harassment, but electronic harassment is not the emails, it's not the phone calls, it's not none of that. It's the V2K. This is electronic. This is techno. This is technology used in the worst type of way. Criminals have gotten their hands hold to some technology to extort, to press. And they always talk about children. They always talk about children. But he also said that he liked it, let's just say, pornography. These are the fools we're dealing with. Around the first of the month, I think the fool get to drinking, This my guest get to drinking and just start running his damn mouth on the mic wherever he's at. I done called him everything but a child of God. I done took what they said and told him to kiss my whole caboose. Everything they say to me, oh, man, you can do this, that, and the other with it. I don't give a damn. I don't care. Go to blank with it. Go straight to hell. Do you need directions? It's 100 miles down. Go straight to hell. And I'll give them directions. But once again, I feel like I gotta tell the men this. Be careful about with your fantasies. If you got them, get help for them. Because people are trying to use thoughts against you, against me. They're trying to use them against you. We done got to the age now that they have the technology. You just don't know about it. And they've been in my head for a while now. They just wasn't talking. They just wasn't saying anything. They was probing. They was probing my mind. Trying to see what they can hold against me. What can they extort me out of? And they got me off the internet. That's where they got me from. And then, you know, they love to call you names. My advice to you, return the favor. But it's going to get exhausting because you're arguing with a computer that say the same nasty words over and over again, and it ain't going to make no damn difference to them because it's a computer. This is AI that you're against. A supercomputer that's going round and round trashing you. It's going round and round. So it don't make no sense of even responding, but in the beginning you ain't gonna have no you gonna feel like you have no choice but respond because it gets so nasty and degrading that you gonna find yourself saying cuss words out in the open. You know, it gets so degrading, but you're arguing with a computer. You gotta remember that. It's nothing. It's wires that's programmed to fuck with you. That is what it's there for. Nothing more, nothing less. To call you, well, they call me bitches and stuff like that. And I call it bastards and kiss my, I do it all. But then I realize it's a waste of my breath because this thing is going 24 hours. I think somebody just turn on the button and then just go about their day and just let it run. Now this thing could be recording what you're saying, I don't know. But it claims it is. I'm recording everything you say. Well, what I'm saying is pretty much kiss my caboose every day. But I get to the point where I get so just tired of cussing at it. I'm just like, yeah, whatever. Try to ignore it, do something else, you know. But you're gonna hear it. But I'm telling you, one thing you can do: get you a loud TV, turn it up, turn it up, get distracted from it, do something that you enjoy, watch a show, but you still gonna hear it. You're still gonna hear it. But and then even if you get headphones, you can still hear it. The bitches get in the motherfucking headphones. Now, like I told you, if it's my brain, I would come on here and tell y'all I went batshit crazy. I did not mean to put anybody in an uproar. I was having a mental crisis, but I'm telling you, I know my brain wouldn't turn on me. Not like this. Not like this. The things that they talk about, I tell them, I mean, I just go off on them. I just go off. But that shit gets old, and you gotta find a way to ignore it. And another thing you probably need to do is stay of sober mind, you know, because when you're drinking, and you may say something that you regret, like, oh gosh, I done gave this fool more ammunition. I gave him more ammunition because you was drinking. But and it'll make you feel that way, and that's how it's supposed to work, to make you feel like shit, like you're everything that they say you are. And when you're drinking, you may be like, yeah, bitch, so what, bitch? Who cares? And they'll get loud. They'll get out of here, get out of here, get your ass out of here. This is what it does. And so now they done ruined your buzz. Because every time you're having, like if you're having a good time by yourself, they'll ruin your buzz. Ruin it. That's why it's good to be around people that you love and trust and you can talk with. While you're talking, you won't hear them as much. You'll hear them a little bit, but you're engaged with someone else. You're not engaged with them. You're ignoring them. But it's good to be around family and friends, so you don't have to listen to their berating. And when you talk to your family and friends, engage them, enjoy their company. Because these things, they love it when you're alone. When you're alone, they can get in your head good. They can get in it good. And that's why I feel like this was the perfect spot for them to do this at. Not only will I be with no friends, no family, had to make new acquaintances. I was by myself, so it was a perfect opportunity for them to go ham on my ass. Don't stray away from home. I know everybody love a vacation, but keep it as a vacation. When you go somewhere like I did for a whole year, oh man, the devil get busy. You're alone. You're alone. You got nobody to turn to. And if you're dealing with B2K, it's perfect. It's the perfect temperature for this thing. And yes, yeah, I went off. And I keep going off. But you know what? I'm getting some really good rest. When I get good sleep, because that's when you first get into this V2K mess, you'll lose sleep. And they know it. This is dark psychology they're using against you. And they use everything. They throw everything. They threw everything at me but this kitchen sink. They're using dark psychology. But they don't want you to, okay, if you think of something that they're accusing you or trying to get you to do, yeah, if you just go off and you be like, I don't give a blank, and you get, that is fuel to their fire. Boy, I'm talking about they turn into an uproar. Get out of here, get out of here. And you like, oh man, they done made me clown myself. But then guess what? They go right back to that loop. Right back to that loop. Because they're on a script. And the thing is, they'll do it over and over and over and over and over and over. That same loop. But then once you go off, and then they get to the point where they're just, the outraged Negro comes out. The outraged bitch. She's loud. You be like, oh man, why did I say that? Now they're louder. Because they know you're going to do it. They know you're going to go off. And that's what they want you to do. They want to keep you pissed off. But then as soon as you get good and pissed off, they just start the loop again. Okay, this is Yesme TV. I am Stranger Babe. Hopefully you got some from this. Men, be careful on what you're thinking about these days. The technology is here. And if you're on the internet, they already in your head. They're just not saying nothing. They're sizing you up. They're trying to find your weaknesses, your secrets, your fantasies. They want to know what makes you tick. And that's what it is. Thank you so much for listening. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe. I have to say that just so I can get these videos out. I know I don't speak the most eloquently, but I just want you to understand what I'm saying. And if you need to add big words to it, be my guest. But understand what I'm saying. This is real and it's happening. And just be safe out there and be careful about what you think about. Be careful, because people are using your thoughts against you now. It's spiritual warfare. It's real. It's good to find you a nice circle. I ain't gonna say church, just a nice positive vibe of people to keep you in the right state of mind. Because if you're if you're not in the right state of mind, that is the devil's playground. They want you to be going astray. They want you to be in your worldly thoughts. They want you to play with that dark side. That's where they want you to be, because that's when they got you. That's why fill your life with good stuff. And that's all I have to say. Fill it up with good stuff. Don't mess with the negative.